Hi, everyone. My name's Abigail Sapir from Zichron Yaakov, Israel, and I am so glad to be with you here. It's still morning, yes. We're talking about foundational healing using natural solutions. We use essential oils, we use whole food supplements, we use clean eating. Sometimes we use clay. Nature has solutions in almost every form, and it's so exciting that we get to learn about this together every week. And right now, we are just dealing with the basics of how our body works and how the functions happen in our system, in our organs, and how we can support that, and how sometimes, unfortunately, what we are actually thinking, saying, exposing ourselves to in our environment, putting on our skin, eating, drinking, and breathing is actually fighting against the natural process of our body. So I just want to share with you, oh my goodness. All over. I just want to remind you something we talked about in the first week, a body that is built to heal itself. Isn't this just wonderful? It's absolutely amazing. And I feel so grateful to know that I don't have to fight against anything in my body to have health, to have wellness, to be strong and to feel good, to not get sick. It is actually all built in. In fact, most of what I do is actually fighting against that process. And so as we come into more and more balance and alignment with who we truly are, who we want to be, and our ultimate mission and goal in this world, we will find that that alignment doesn't just happen in our mind and emotions or spiritually, it happens physically. And we are reflected in both. And so I just want to take a quick second here. Remind yourself of what you don't want to feel. You know, we get so used to some of these things and feelings and aches and pains and, you know, all sorts of things happening in the body that don't feel good, but because of one reason or the other, programming, environment, what the doctor tells us, what our friends tell us, what we see on TV, we think it's normal. Join the crowd. Misery loves company. If you have pain, at least you know you're alive. And all of these interesting but completely non-truth statements about ourselves. So if you're experiencing any of these symptoms here on this slide, your body is really, really crying for a detox. And so we're going to also remind ourselves where the toxins come from. They're entering through three main places: dermal, our skin, respiratory, our lungs, and gastrointestinal, our stomach and colon. And this happens everywhere, whether we're outside or inside, in any environment, toxins can enter. Now, toxins exit through 4 points: the lungs, the colon, the kidneys, and the skin. And where do toxins get stored? Toxins get stored. Now, yes, the liver does process toxins, but it doesn't exit the body through there. So they tend to get stored in the liver because that liver, which is what we're talking about today, especially, is a sponge-like material. And you know what a sponge is like when you're cleaning, let's say, the kitchen sink. And there's a lot of gunk left from maybe a few days of dishes, and you didn't scrub the sink out, and you use that spongy part of the scrub to wipe around, and it gets all full and it's gross, and you don't even want to touch it with your bare hands. This is what happens to the liver. It's a perfect example, and this is one of the reasons the liver is so easy to fill up and to detoxify. And it's so easy to regenerate because it's 98% water. So most of that sponge is holes. And as it fills up with gunk, the toxins can't flush through. And so we have to detoxify the liver so that it can actually function properly. So that's one of the places it can get stored. Bone marrow, joints, muscles, blood, lymph system, colon, lungs, and skin. Okay, so as we come to this awareness and alignment within ourselves and our body of what we want, what we truly want to experience, and whether or not we want to work as a team with our body, or if we want to do it the way the mind wants to do it. It's our choice. We will feel a certain way with either choice, and either way is okay. This is our journey. So let's remember when the blood comes in through, let's say, the respiratory system, and we started with the lungs. We're kind of going from top to bottom here, as above, so below. And so as the toxins or irritants come in through the lungs, they're going to be transferred into the blood, which we talked about last week. And now we're coming into after the toxins go through into the blood, and the blood is going to every cell in the body. What are we going to do now? Now the liver is going to filter that blood and try to get rid of some of those toxins that we've actually been spreading around the whole entire body, including our brain. And next week we'll hit kidneys. So look at this beautiful liver. It is so incredible. How does the liver work? The liver is for filtration. It helps in digestion, metabolism, detoxification, protein synthesis, and storage of vitamins and minerals. And we're going to also talk about what it means to have an unhealthy liver and what it feels like to have a healthy liver. And of course, we see some crossover symptoms between different organs and symptoms in the body. And when they're not functioning properly, there's similar symptoms for everything. We are all connected inside and out. So our next slide is actually not going to be me talking. We're going to get a nice break. And I want to show you a great animated video on how the liver works. So hopefully it's going to come up easily here and we can watch it together. Super. Now this is a TED Ed. I love TED Ed.
There's a factory inside you that weighs about 1.4 kilograms and runs for 24 hours a day. This is your liver, the heaviest organ in your body, and one of the most crucial. This industrial structure simultaneously acts as a storehouse, a manufacturing hub, and a processing plant. Each of these functions involve so many important other tasks that without the liver, our bodies would simply not work. One of the liver's main functions is to filter the body's blood, which it receives in regular shipments from two sources. The hepatic artery delivers blood from the heart, while the hepatic portal vein brings it from the intestine. This double delivery fills the liver with nutrients that it then sorts, processes, and stores with the help of thousands of tiny internal processing plants known as lobules. Both blood flows also deliver the oxygen that the liver needs to function. The blood that is received from the intestine contains carbohydrates, fat, and vitamins and other nutrients dissolved in it from the food we consume. These must be processed in different ways. In the case of carbohydrates, the liver breaks them down and converts them into sugars for the body to use as energy when the filtered blood is sent back out. Sometimes the body has leftovers of nutrients that it doesn't immediately require. When that happens, the liver holds some back and stacks them in its storage facility. This facility works like a pantry for cases when the body might be in need of nutrients. But the blood flowing into the liver isn't always full of good things. It also contains toxins and byproducts that the body can't use, and the liver monitors these strictly. When it spots a useless or toxic substance, it either converts it into a product that can't hurt the body, or isolates it and whisks it away, channeling it through the kidneys and intestines to be excreted. Of course, we wouldn't consider the liver a factory if it didn't also manufacture things. This organ makes everything from various blood plasma proteins that transport fatty acids and help form blood clots, to the cholesterol that helps the body create hormones. It also makes vitamin D and substances that help digestion. But one of its most vital products is bile. Like an eco-friendly treatment plant, the liver uses cells called hepatocytes to convert toxic waste products into this bitter greenish liquid. As it's produced, bile is funneled into a small container below the liver called the gallbladder before being trickled into the intestine to help break down fat, destroy microbes, and neutralize extra stomach acid. Bile also helps carry other toxins and byproducts from the liver out of the body. So as you can see, the liver is an extremely efficient industrial site, performing multiple tasks that support each other. But such a complex system needs to be kept running smoothly by keeping it healthy and not overloading it with more toxins than is needed. This is one factory we simply can't afford to shut down.
Oh, I love that video. I hope it meant something to everyone as well. I think it's just, okay, now I have to get to the next slide. There we go. I love seeing animated explanations of what's happening in our body. It's so much fun. And a little bit easier to relate to. Not everybody wants to see a lot of blood and tissue and veins everywhere. So our liver is our metabolic powerhouse. In our body, it is responsible for processing those fats and the proteins, carbohydrates, and other nutrients into forms that we can more easily use in the rest of the body. And the liver plays that key role in cleaning the blood. And we talked last week about how our blood can become very toxic very quickly. Of course, when the blood has the disease from being so toxic, it's called sepsis. We don't need to get to that point of being septic before we have toxins in our blood. So any time that we are breathing in polluted air, it's going directly into our bloodstream. Anytime we're eating something, it goes into our bloodstream. Anytime we put something on our skin, it goes into our bloodstream. Oh, I meant to have that other, okay, we'll see it again next week. I meant to have that other slide available for you so that we can see again. I love that chart, that kind of mind flow chart. All the toxins coming in, and it's always everywhere that it comes in, it's always going to blood and lymph system. This is very, very key because that goes everywhere in our body. So thank universe for our amazing liver and our body for keeping this incredible organ going. So let's talk a little bit about the signs of a liver that is struggling. Okay, we have about 15 warning signs of liver toxicity. High cholesterol, changes in the color of urine or stools. So you might associate that with kidneys, but it's also liver. Abdominal bloating, hormonal imbalances, brain fog, not being able to think clearly, a gallbladder being removed, you're going to have liver problems. So you're going to have to take extra care of that liver if you do not have your gallbladder. And don't let anyone convince you that any part of your body is not necessary. We are made with a purpose, and our body works with a purpose, every single part of it. It is all connected. So we want to keep everything in our body as much as possible, even our teeth, even our wisdom teeth, everything. If possible, don't get rid of it. Jaundice, if your skin is yellowish, your liver is struggling. Chronic joint or muscle pain. Goodness, how many millions and billions of people does that include? Acid reflux, vomiting, of course, pain or discomfort over the organ itself can indicate toxicity. Generally feeling sick, stiff, achy, weak muscles, autoimmune diseases, dark spots on the skin. Now, a lot of us, we want to just use a cream or something to help get rid of that dark spot, but actually many of those spots are coming from because the liver is not cleared out and it cannot process all the toxins coming through it. And so while we have wonderful skincare from doTERRA that helps to get rid of some of those blemishes, I'm so grateful that they're not band-aids. I'm so grateful that it is a natural solution that is not just addressing the skin issue, but it actually has a health benefit for the liver and kidneys. How incredible is that? Excessive perspiration, night sweats, too much sweating during the day, can very easily be connected to a toxic liver. So how do we connect the dots? When the liver becomes overwhelmed, it pushes the toxins back into the bloodstream. Now, the liver is supposed to purify the blood, but when it has too much and it can't store anymore, it goes back into the bloodstream. And then this gets stored into fat cells, even the brain and the nervous system. And they're finding over time and through many different studies that these toxins are now being connected to problems like ADD, ADHD, Alzheimer's, Parkinson's, Asperger's, etc. Toxins are really one of the things that break us down on every level. If we have a disease, it's toxin related. If we have an autoimmune problem, if we have mental problems, emotional problems, our body is created to work perfectly. And yes, we do get genetic issues coming through and some other things that we can help with natural solutions, but that don't necessarily come from toxins in our life. Now, the thing that we have to remember is that we can change our DNA positively and negatively. When we have chronic problems and we are chronically filling ourselves with toxins, we are going to genetically change our future generations for the bad. And quite the opposite, when we can detox ourselves and bring our body into alignment and cleanse it and clean it out, we are going to positively be changing our genetics for the future. So let's talk about how to keep our liver healthy, because we want to be feeling great. And I'm going to show you a slide, and a couple more slides is going to show you some symptoms of feeling great. When you have a healthy functioning liver, what do you feel like? These are our goals. Liver, again, is one of the largest organs, about 96.8% water. So now I want to give you a really encouraging story. A friend of ours was actually on the liver transplant list here in Israel, and he didn't know what he was going to do. I'm just going to close my picture here for a second so you can read all of this. He really didn't know what he was going to do. So he did the only thing that he could. They had a wellness center, and he did the juice fasts and the intermittent fasting and all of the cleansing and herbs and everything that he was supposed to do to hopefully bring some healing to his liver. So he's, going to the doctor. He's on the transplant list. This is, an involved thing with the modern medical world here. And finally, the one thing he pushes against is coffee enemas. Do not want to do a coffee enema. He finally gives in and starts to do coffee enemas. And his only regret now is that he hadn't done it from the very first day he decided to try and heal his own body, or support his body in its own healing of itself, because we can't do it for our body. And actually, you'll be very surprised. Not only was his liver healed, it was completely regenerated. Because it is this sponge-like material, it is very easy to fix and to work with. And so as he did this cleanse, and as we've talked about before, 30 to 40 trillion cells are regenerating themselves every second in our body. So these cells are regenerating with better information for better formation and work and function, or with less ideal information and nutrient, and again, not full functioning, which again changes our DNA and our genetics. So as he's doing this cleanse and he's starting to feel better, he doesn't have to go into dialysis. And then he says, okay, fine, I'm going to do the coffee enema. The change was so fast. Why? Because coffee enema comes down. Do you see this little tip of the liver there? It can be stimulated. And what coffee enema does, whereas drinking coffee does not do, the enema triggers the sponge to release, to like squeeze out, contract. And so when you're scrubbing your kitchen sink out and it's full of gunk, and you don't squeeze it out, it gets to the point where you're just spreading gunk around, right? You're not cleaning anymore. You squeeze it out, you have a little bit cleaner sponge. Now you can get a little bit more gunk, keep squeezing, right? Water in, squeeze, water in. This is how the liver works, just like this. And I'm so excited because I found some stuff online to share more with you guys in the future on this as we go into beyond the basics of the natural healing. But this is I just want you to keep this in your mind. Your liver is a sponge. It is soaking up everything that's going in. And if it cannot handle it, it puts it back in the bloodstream, which can destroy our brain function and our mental capacity, etc. And of course, it affects every cell in the body. So coffee enema, 5 months later, 5 months from beginning to end, he had a completely regenerated liver. The doctor said his liver was like a teenage liver. Like, you can't get better than that. No alcohol damage, no damage. It was beautiful and young again. He reversed the aging of his liver. And it wasn't just healed, it was regenerated. It was a new liver. He made a new liver because he gave it the right information, the right nutrients, and the right environment. Obviously, he was taken off the transplant list and he is now a case study in Israel. The doctors could not believe that this was the case. And they got out all the papers and they spread them out everywhere and they studied it. And they had to admit at the end of the day, it's not a mistake. It's not a fluke. Your liver was dying and now it is like a teenager's. And he's in his late 50s, early 60s. This is what our body can do. Now, most of our body takes a little bit longer, but within a few months, every part of our body is brand new. None of us have the same body that we had last year. If we've given it the same information, the same bad information, it looks the same and it might look worse. And this is what happens with aging. But if we are giving it better information, better nutrition, better environment, we will actually start to appear to reverse the aging process, because we will be going back to the healthiest possible part of ourselves. So just be really encouraged. Even if you have liver problems, it is not the end of the world. Your body can heal itself. So here are some great oils for liver detox. Now, the only thing that I would say as a precaution, when you're talking about oils, again, please watch week 1 where we talk about safety and dilution and the importance, the very, sometimes life and death importance of using pure therapeutic grade essential oils, which is, basic medical grade. And you don't want to take any essential oils internally unless you have proof that they are therapeutic grade. And of course, there's something you can put in your body. So education is key. Never guess. Cypress is not something you can take internally. You do not eat a cypress tree or pines or any part of it. A geranium, however, on the other hand, we make tea from, we can eat. So this is an essential oil that we can put in our body. So my caution about using the oils for liver detox, when you have a very, very toxic liver, cut the oils out. All shemen, stop eating oil and heavy fats. And when you do that, then you can afford to put a drop or two of essential oil in your water to help from the inside, because there's different health benefits from essential oils internally and externally. Sometimes they're about the same and sometimes they're completely different. But we still cannot take a lot of oils internally when we have a very toxic liver. We have to give it some time, to a few enemas to flush out that sponge and get it working again. So it's the oil isn't sticking in all that gunk. But absolutely externally, rubbing it around the liver, on the bottom of our feet, on pulse points, up and down the spine, on the central nervous system, and then making sure that we're also drinking very good water. Okay, we'll talk about the water in a second. So if you have liver problems, or you know someone with liver problems, collect these oils. These are great. And please find someone in your team that has an iToby machine and get an iToby report for yourself, because the iToby will catch the top oils needed for you. So even though all of these oils are great for liver detox, there might be 1, 2, 3, 4 that is like absolutely key to you, because we are not ever an island, and a liver problem is never just a liver problem. It is also emotional, mental, and related to other parts of the body. Everything is related to us emotionally, everything. So this is the beautiful thing. I'm so grateful for the iToby, because it really helps us to pinpoint where that connection is emotionally, between the physical problem and the emotional one. Okay, let's see. So I want you to just take a look at this slide and really let it soak into you. These are the things we want to be experiencing. And I don't know if you guys can see in my face, in my skin, I look a bit tired, but can you tell that I'm not like dying? I don't know. A few weeks ago, my liver and kidneys were really struggling, and I couldn't understand, and I was just so busy. Don't be busy, guys. Busyness is a killer. I was so busy, I wasn't paying attention to myself. And when I realized what was going on, I immediately, started with solutions and stuff. And, we're all together. A lot of us are together now in this cleanse challenge, 2-month cleanse challenge. And this has been wonderful. Lots of green juices, really just bringing some more clarity to my skin and my eyes. When I started to have the liver problems last year, you could see bags starting to form under my eyes. These are liver and kidney problems. And it doesn't just mean someone's tired. It means their body can't handle the stress it's under, one way or the other. Maybe we're holding water, maybe just the toxins are just building up in the liver and kidneys and not getting flushed out, etc. There's many ways to help that. But it happens very quickly, and very, very quickly we can start to feel better. Mental clarity is so important. How many times do we feel confused, especially nowadays with everything going on in the world? We don't know what's up or down, what's true or not. Is it fake? Is it real? Is that picture real? Am I real? What's happening? We want to have as clear mental capacity as absolutely possible. We want to reduce seasonal allergies. We don't want to be bothered by an environment that might not be as clean as we would like it to be, as it could be. We want to have good digestion. We don't want to have mood swings. Now, when you're feeling angry, if you get to feeling angry and you're like, where did that come from? I am just angry all of a sudden. I know this sounds funny. Immediately go do a coffee enema. I know, but you'll feel better. Trust me. A young teenager came to me and said, I don't know why, I'm just feeling angry all the time. And this team has a lot of some good reasons to feel angry, but they recognized that it was not from the circumstance. It wasn't a normal, what we call normal. You have a right to be angry. Reaction to negative circumstances. It was just like these reactions, these responses, these impulses of anger. I said, I know, but go do a coffee enema and drink some electrolyte water and see how you feel. A couple of hours later, all better. The rest of the week, all gone. Anger and liver are always related, always. Okay, so now let's get those electrolytes in our water so that we are really honestly hydrated and our cells are hydrated. If our cells are not getting electrolytes, they get dehydrated even though we can be drowning in the water. So natural food sources: bananas, watermelon, avocado, ginger, pomegranate, spinach, kale, broccoli, potato, bean, almond, peanut, soybean, tofu, strawberry, tomato, raisin, and olives. That's a nice list. I think we can do a lot with that. A lot of it some we can put into a green shake. Some of it we can have lightly steamed. If you're going to cook it, steam it. Try not to cook it. And that's going to be our big challenge next month, is to not have cooked food, but only steamed and broths. So think about that this month. Try to just imagine, oh, what could I do with steaming? How could I do this? No pressure. We are just raising our awareness and bringing all the good things into us. We're not thinking about getting rid of something, letting go. Letting go feels like, oh, don't take it. I have to let go. Fine, I love pizza so much, but I give it up for my health. No, we want to release the things that don't serve us. And how do we do that? We do that by bringing in the good stuff that makes our body feel satisfied and happy and satiated and in a comforting way. And we all of a sudden realize, I don't need pizza. Hey, do you want pizza? I'm ordering. You're like, yeah, actually, maybe one slice. Next time, half a slice. Next time, I'll just have a bite of yours. And the next time, just, you know what, skip it. No, thank you. Not interested. I've released it. I don't have to let it go. I don't have to give it up. There's no resistance because I've given myself everything that I need. I've been a loving, good friend to myself. And now what doesn't serve me, I automatically, naturally, instinctively do not want or need. So liquids, coconut, watermelon, all citrus juices, apple cider vinegar, pomegranate, cherry, maple syrup, molasses, and all plant-based milks. These have electrolytes in them. Some of them you can add to your water. Please, while you're detoxing, do not drink less than 4 liters of water because we're trying to flush the toxins out. When we're not detoxing and we're on a very healthy, clean diet, we can talk about water intake then. We don't need as much. But if you are eating cooked food and any kind of processed foods, you need water and electrolyte water so that the cells are not being dehydrated. Please do not drink tap water and don't drink plain water. Put some of those liquids in, put some petrozelia, what's that? Sorry, I'm in English. Cilantro is English, right? Cilantro and parsley. Oh. It's not that my Hebrew is so great, it's that I still lose my English even though I don't know so much Hebrew. Very bad. Okay, excuse me. So parsley and cilantro are really wonderful for the kidneys and liver, and keep them in your water. It'll taste really yummy. And you don't even need to chew it all up. Okay, just drink the water. This is alkaline, and it helps to bring electrolytes into the body. Lemon is a complete electrolyte. Take this grocery list with you to the store. If you're still eating, we're allowing ourselves to be wherever we are right now. If you're still eating animal products, here's a list of some safer things to eat. Please just don't forget that all animal products have parasites in them that you can't get rid of. Don't fall for well done equals parasites dead. It's not true. If you put it under a microscope, they're not dead until they're burned. And who wants to eat burned meat? So, but no judgment from me, from anyone else, and especially not on yourself. We are shameless. We are raising our awareness in a wonderful and easy way. We want to feel good and we want to feel happy and joyful in this journey. This is our journey, nobody else's. Nobody can tell you what you have to do. You already know everything. So it's just about getting in touch with that. And this slide actually says grocery list, not whatever that says. Okay. All right, so now I want to give you, just before we end, I'm sorry, I have a hard time doing this class in less than an hour. So much information and so much fun. 3 juices that can remove liver toxins naturally. Now, when we're detoxing, sometimes we're mixing vegetables and fruit. And I know I've talked about in the detox class that when we make our smoothie, just have a green smoothie, don't add fruit in it. And this is your everyday thing. When we're doing a detox, we're cleansing something specifically. Sometimes we need to mix the 2 together to get a specific result, but it's not something we're going to do every single day. Now with lemons, you're not going to get the sugar breakdown that you would from an orange. Okay, so there's also, nothing is ever exactly black and white. So these are great, some really great juices: beet juice, asparagus lemon juice, and a cucumber kale detox. I'm going to post these recipes on the detox challenge group. And if you're not in it already, it's never too late to join. Please just send me your number and I will add you in. Now, here are some foods that will detox the liver naturally. Lemon juice. Well, that's a juice. It's not really great to eat raw lemons, just like an orange, because sometimes it's not great on your teeth enamel, especially if you're not real strong. So I wouldn't just eat the lemon. I'd definitely juice it and add it to your water. It's an excellent cleanser. It's an astringent. It purifies, it cleans it out, it balances. Lemons are magical. Get some lemon essential oil, rub it over on the skin over your liver. Rub it on the bottom of your feet. Again, why do we put essential oils on the bottom of our feet? Because the pores are largest in the body. It absorbs within half a minute into the bloodstream, which takes it everywhere, and it helps to clean the bloodstream. How incredible is that? All the essential oils that we put on our skin help to clean our bloodstream. We do not have to have toxic blood. Okay, eat garlic. Now, according to Ayurvedic Indian tradition, garlic is not a flavor. This is not something to eat because you love the taste of garlic. It is a medicine. It's a natural solution. So take it as you will, whatever feels right to you. But definitely when you're detoxing, eat garlic. It also kills parasites. Yogurt. If you're going to have yogurt, there are plant-based yogurts that have probiotics. You can make your own. And if you're going to buy a store-bought yogurt and it's not plant-based, try to go goat or sheep. And if you can't do that and you're just going to do cow, own it, go for it. But get something that's alive and has probiotics in it and not like a pudding type yogurt. So the more expensive ones, Greek yogurts often have are live. Turmeric, powdered root and essential oil together, absolutely the best. Olive oil, again, you don't use in large amounts just because it is good for you. Too much is bad for you. So balance that out and don't fry it. Don't heat the olive oil. Not good. Onions can be made in a variety of ways: baked, fermented, onion juice, onion poultices. Onions are also magical. Wow. Green tea, beetroots, grapefruit, apples. Super. Here's a lovely tea, a dandelion root tea. I say lovely. I'm not sure everyone can handle the taste of dandelions, but once you get used to bitter and you associate bitterness with cleansing and health, you understand Even in the Pesach Seder that we're going to have in a couple weeks, we have bitter herbs, and it's not just the reminder, it's also a cleanser and a detox, because that is what Pesach or Passover, however you know it as, is about. It's about this time of year and this circle of life where we have been uprooted, everything has been topsy-turvy, inside out, upside down. We can't recognize what's true and what's not. And we realize, wow, we need to detox our lives. We need to clean it out. We need freedom. We're slaves. We're bound. We're heavy under negative belief systems and patterns. And those bitter herbs are some of the most cleansing and powerful things that we can do for ourselves. So even my 16-year-old daughter, she loves the taste of wormwood. I mean, can you imagine? My mom and I have come to that over the years, but it's just something else. I love to see our kids so awake and in touch with nature and understanding the gift that it is for us. Don't forget, that is what doTERRA means, gift of the earth. It is a very, very, very special gift that we have to have natural solutions for our betterment. So here we are at the end. Oh, 52 minutes, my goodness. And my goal was half an hour. I've got to get this down, guys. Oh, so much good stuff. Okay, so we are in our second week now, starting our second week now of our Cleanse and Restore. We are taking the Lifelong Vitality Pack, which is all of our micronutrients and essential vitamins and minerals and omegas for healthy brain, blood, antioxidants, cellular function, etc. We've got the DDR Prime, which is especially for cellular function and regeneration. So those trillions of cells that are getting regenerated every second have better information and nutrients to work with so that they function better and younger. Your lemon oil, we talked about lemon. Zendocrine, which is supporting the body's natural ability to detoxify itself. So it's not going in there like a coffee enema and specifically triggering a release, but it is just supporting the liver and the kidney and the colon and the skin and everything, every part of the body that helps to detoxify us to work better and more efficiently. Terrazyme enzymes, we need the enzymes from our fresh food and we don't really get it. Also, juicing breaks down enzymes. So you want to drink that juice right away as fast as you can. No, okay, I mean, as soon as you make it, not 12 hours later, not the next day, because then all the enzymes will probably be gone. And cooking our food destroys our enzymes. So processed food has no enzymes. Cooked food has very little enzyme left of anything. So we could just get some extra enzymes in there to help our body get back into regular function. And as we're adding in more fresh foods, we're going to be able to use that more and more. TB Assist, probiotic defense formula, prebiotics and probiotics. It is a very unique patented dual capsule where one opens in your stomach and one opens in your gut. It is almost impossible to get those probiotics into the gut. There are lots of combinations of pro and prebiotics on the market out there, but they're not dual capsule, they're together, and they just don't, the probiotics don't make it through the stomach bile. So it's great for your stomach, but it doesn't help the gut. And you need the gut to have a balanced, wow, I lost the word. Yeah, you know what I'm talking about, and I do too. We need the gut to be balanced also. Okay, and GX Assist, that is the gut cleanser. So we don't do both at the same time. It's a whole protocol. We've got a little chart that you fill out, easy to follow, easy to do, very gentle, so gentle that nursing and pregnant mothers can use this kit and are using it and feeling great and having healthy babies. They just leave out the GX Assist. Please talk to your health professional or at least your team leader if you are pregnant or nursing or doing both at the same time. So Thank you so much for joining me. I've had a great time. I am super excited. Every time I share with you, I am re-energized to be good to myself. So I just love doing these classes, and thank you so much for being here with me, because it's not just for you, it's also for me, and it's not just for me, it's for you, and we just all benefit from this. So I'm really excited to talk about kidneys next week, introduce how, and just mention again how emotions take an important part in introducing and overloading our bodies with toxins. And soon we're going to have, at the end of the series, we're going to have our emotional brain and our emotional body, and we're going to really dive in. I know it's basics, but we're gonna get in there a little bit about how the body and the emotions are related and feed off of each other, and how having good, healthy emotions can actually help to cleanse and detoxify the body. Really amazing. So thank you so much for being here at the new time. We're doing 11:30 on Mondays. I apologize for the time change, just had to manage some client schedules, mix some things around. So I'm here 11:30 to, it's supposed to be 12 on every Monday, and I'll put the recording up on our YouTube channel, Naturally Rooted, and you can email us with any questions, nrsupport@protonmail.com. nrsupport@protonmail.com. Okay, and that's our team, our doTERRA team support email. And I think there was something else I was going to mention. If you have any questions and you need answers for or help with, please email us there. This recording will also be put up into our team group and the detox challenge. So we'll see you next week, 6th week, for kidney health. Thank you so much. I appreciate you being here. Looking forward to seeing you next week, and bring a friend. Share the love.